All right, it is Thursday, October 19th, about 7:30 in the morning. I'm getting a late start. I usually start by 6:50 to 7. Looks like we've had a lot of sideways movement and then a push down here. And what I think I'm going to do here is maybe there's two legs measured here, went a little further. So I'll keep that in mind. And let's see what we get today. Hopefully we'll get a trade. So I'll pause here and let's see what we have. All right, it's almost 8:15. Just been going sideways since I've been on. Started here, so not much action. There is news coming up in 45 minutes. Powell speaks. So probably watch like 15 more minutes or so, and then I'll probably take a break until a little while after 9 and see how the market's moving, and we'll go from there. I'm looking at this, might be a LO forming here. Just kind of curious if I did something like this. Room.
Order submitted.
It's about to just go take a break right now. See if this finishes bullish. This bar right now. I'll have close up here. No.
Order canceled.
Okay. Probably better off that it didn't set up. Getting close to the news. Less than 20 minutes. So I'm going to take a break right now. And I'll come back a little bit after the news hits and see what happens. So I just came back to take a look, and I see that like yesterday, I walk away and a setup happens. And I also done a measured move, and it hits the measured move perfectly. So bad timing for me to walk away, I guess. But, that news is coming up in 6 minutes now. Powell speaking. So it's a little close to news probably to be taking anything. But 2 days in a row I walk away, and that's when the setup occurs. It's kind of a bummer. But now I'm going to let this news happen for sure. And then hopefully it'll settle down somewhat soon and I can trade again. All right, just getting back from taking a break during the news. And I just did some measurements. I see that I missed a OJ setup, my new third setup, right after the news started at 9. Sure I wouldn't have taken it during the news regardless, just because it's so volatile. So then it looks like we had 2 measured legs up there. And I'd measured this leg up to see where that got. Measured 2 legs down, which looks like that hit. So, just been quickly just taking a look at all the measurements that could be in play. We already got new high here from the day. So, just kind of checking everything out. And it was just this one setup that I see I missed. I don't see anything else that would have been a setup for me. So now that I'm back, let's see where things go from here. There's an LO right now. I just missed it. Right here off this bar. All right, been distracted, but be ready next time. Get ready here for an LO, potentially. No, pulling back too much. The hard thing is just hitting the record button when you think a setup's going to happen, and I don't want to just keep hitting the record button every time I think something's going to happen. So I'm kind of waiting till it's close, and that kind of messed me up here because I was kind of like waiting, and then I waited too long. And I hit record, and it was already going without me on this candle. Is part of what I have to get used to. It's why I switched so that I'm at least entering my trades to my chart on the left where my indicator is, to make it a little bit quicker for me to be able to react. But the market's been moving really quick since the Powell news today. So it's making it a little bit more difficult when a setup happens for me to be prepared for it, hit record, and try to get in the trade. So on days like this, maybe I just have to hit record before I even see it setting up a bunch of times, just to give myself a better chance of it already recording, and that I can just concentrate on taking the trade. So that's probably what I'll do for the rest of today.
Order submitted.
OJ potentially. No, it's going the other way. Only went one tick, so no trade.
Order canceled.
It was this bar here. But that one tick saves me from entering trades. It has to go 2 ticks to be considered a trigger. So the market's still moving really fast. So we've got the 2 measured moves down and beyond. Kind of a crazy day. It seems like it's mostly a range day. It's broken out of the top. It's broken out of the bottom. Maybe we'll get a PB up here to kind of be back in the range, and we're already back in the range for the most part. It's coming back down here. Yeah, not really sure exactly what's happening at this point. This area is kind of a no trade zone. It would need to come up here for a PB. I'll pause. Okay, so it's headed back up to possibly where a PB would be, a bull bar up here.
Order submitted.
Just in case. This is definitely the fastest the market has moved since I've been trading the strategy, so not really used to having to react this quickly using the strategy. So this is a new test for me.
Order canceled.
Like we're headed up at the moment. Not really sure what this market's doing other than the fact that it is a down market. So it's a down market, but it isn't. It's just at the bottom of the range of the day, really. So it's entirely possible it does bounce out of here.
Order submitted.
So I am going to be ready for a PB. Looking for a close up here to go long. Somewhere up here. Now I'm seeing there's kind of one issue with the PB up here. Should I take it? A little nervous about this. At the time it triggered, there was one rule not met, so I was very close to dropping my order right there, but I decided not to. If it goes back above, I might still enter. I should have entered right now, I think. Yeah, it already went. I would have entered at 29.50, so I would have already got 6 ticks. Just, it's moving fast.
Order canceled.
There was one element that wasn't quite right on this bar. I was supposed to enter 1 tick above here. And there's one thing that was just lagging by one candle. It was right after this candle closed. But with the big down move, market moving fast, I'm just a little hesitant. And I think I followed my rules there. It wasn't 100%. It was like a white PB. So I'm going to pause here and see what else happens. All right, this is a pretty wild day. Look at this thing. It's just flying up and flying down, flying back up again. Very much acting like a big range. You know, something like that, I guess. No real reason for me to draw this for my system, but just keeping it in mind from my Pat's trading days, and missed some trades. Should have marked really, where was it? This one? This was a PB, hesitated, skipped. Really, it did fit all the rules in hindsight. Looking back, it was really close in real time. So, and it would have worked, obviously. So, you know, it's like one of those you wish you took, but you didn't. So what are you gonna do? You know, looks like there could have been like a measured move up that way. Maybe if you measure from here, you can say, is there going to be a measured move up from this way? Back to the highs of the day, maybe. But this thing is still moving really fast. And like I said, I haven't traded this market this fast before with this system, and also recording on YouTube. So I'm definitely feeling a little bit flustered watching this since the news came out. You know, seeing a setup like this, it's like you just, you know, you gotta make a decision so fast. And when it started pulling back immediately, it kind of faked me off of the setup, and then of course it worked. Also, you know, because I get a little concerned when I see it's going into previous days lows like this. Even though we've been kind of trading through it all day, I see that line, and I have a little bit of a hesitation trading through it. So I think that'll just come with more experience trading the system and seeing where these are, and when you can trade through it and when you can't. I'm just guessing it's when you've seen it go price go through it multiple times, you can trade through it. And when you're seeing that it's stopping prices consistently, then you don't. Or if it hasn't been tested yet, you don't. That's kind of what I'm thinking about it. All right, let's see what else happens. Try to calm my nerves here and get back to trading how I have been for the past 4.5 weeks. All right, potential
Order
LO
submitted.
here. If it's a bullish bar, doesn't pull back. Never mind. Watching this now, but kind of don't like how it's stacked like this. With this pullback, there's no LO here, but it's possible if this goes up, it could still form one. All right. So even now, it's possible if there's a bullish bar here. I think I'm going to need another bullish bar above it. Definitely not there. And that's not. I think this just cancels out my
Order
rules
canceled.
at this point. Even though we still have a measured move to reach, so it's reasonable to think that it'll get up there. Yeah, so this just cancels out. It's just sideways. I'll pause and keep looking. So it did hit the measured move. There was what I would call a white LO. I don't know, maybe I used to take these. I gotta kind of go over my LO rules again. And I think I got a little thrown off on the LO because I've taken 4 losses on them over the course of the 4.5 weeks. Since I started YouTube. And I mean, honestly, this probably is a trade I should take. And it should not be white. It should probably be gold. But I think I'm a little bit, I've been going back and forth on what the gold rules are on the LO. I keep making them tighter and tighter and tighter because I took some losses on that setup. Maybe I need to re-examine because I feel like now I'm just like not letting myself take any LOs and just being too fearful, perhaps. Because even so many LOs I see work, so I can't let myself get affected by, a couple losses here or there when they mostly work. Anyway, so I just had in mind after it didn't happen here that I just wasn't going to take one if it happened. And then, of course, it happened. And I'd already decided I wasn't going to take it. So I didn't even record it, but clearly shot straight up. Well, let's keep looking. All right. I'm watching this. I'm feeling a little suspect about this being an LO after we already reached the measured move. We're coming up near the highs of the day. Just turning back down. Okay, so this doesn't qualify now. I think this is kind of the situation where some one or two of my losses were previously, where it had already made a measured move. If I had measured it, I wasn't doing that back then. And then it made that like one extra leg up and set up kind of a LO and then went the other direction, maybe. I'd say the LO is the setup I'm struggling with the most right now, as I was saying just a little bit ago. Trying to figure out what the common denominator is. So I'm definitely going to have to go back and look at my losses again on those LOs that I lost, as well as all the ones I took that were winners, and just spend a little time studying maybe this weekend. The market's slowed down at least now a bit, so it's easier to follow. Maybe Powell has finally stopped talking. So it doesn't look like we're getting an LO here anyway. So I'm going to pause and hopefully I'll get a nice, just clear setup to take. I do feel myself getting a little frustrated. It's 10:10 on Thursday. I've only had 2 trades all week. They were both on Tuesday. I didn't trade on Friday. I think Friday was the day I only traded for like an hour, if I remember. And then Monday I didn't get any trades, and yesterday I didn't get any trades, and so far today. So it is, I can feel my patience getting a little bit tested here, as well as just because of how hugely volatile this has been. And I missed some trades early on. Missed a trade during the news here. And this was still kind of the news, and I missed one there that happened really fast. I skipped this one. So I'm just kind of say missed, skipped. So yeah, this one was the one that's probably gold, but I was feeling like it was white. Anyway, trading's not easy. But again, I gotta remind myself, as long as I'm not losing, I'm winning. Tomorrow is the 20th. I was really hoping to be able to qualify this for a payout by tomorrow. It only needs a couple trades, really. I am still trading one contract on it. I decided I'm only going to trade one contract on my PAs unless it has the full drawdown. When it has a full drawdown, I'll trade 2 contracts. But this is also because it's so close to being qualified for PA. I don't want to trade 2 and then take a bigger loss and then be further set behind if I do get a loss. I really want to secure a payout on this, and then shortly thereafter, if I don't do it by tomorrow, then maybe these can both qualify for the next payout period at the beginning of November. All right, that's all my thoughts for now. Try not to get discouraged. Let's try to get focused here and concentrate on taking a good trade if it sets up. Actually, I just realized it's 10:15. I haven't even fed my dogs or taken them out yet, so I'm gonna have to do that right now too. Maybe that'll be a good break for me. I'm sure I'll probably miss a trade because that's what's been happening the past 2 days. But I gotta do this. So frustrating. Okay, I'll be back. All right, just getting back from that break. It's 10:35 just about, and just looking. What did I do? I left around here. I don't think I missed any trades that I can recognize in hindsight. So we've got plenty of time left. Can just stay patient, look for good trades. Hope we get one. All right, I'm going to be watching this for a possible LO if it doesn't retrace all the way back up there, which it looks like it's doing now. I would need this to be a bearish bar.
Order submitted.
Again, it's another setup where I just don't know if I trust it. I could do a small stop and see here. It's just that's like a doji bar, even though it's closing bearish. It already went 2 ticks to trigger me. I mean, maybe if it doesn't go back up and it comes back down, maybe I'll enter it on the way back down. There it goes. Again, right into that previous day low. And it just, just one of those days. Yeah, I just don't trust it. I got my order right there ready to go. And look at this pullback now. It would be a big stop, 13 points. All the way basically above this line here. I can't take this trade. And it's because it's practically an inside bar. It's 1 tick below. And it's a bearish bar. Technically it fits my rules. But I'm not going to take it.
Order
Whether
canceled.
it works or not, it feels like one of those trades that like maybe is destined to not work. I don't know. Talk about not trusting your setups. I really don't have reasons to not trust my setups. The LO specifically, just is the only setup I've lost with ever on my strategy so far. 90% strategy. Here it goes. Is it going to work right now? It's like, because it's setting up right into this line, it makes me feel uneasy. And then the fact that it was kind of a doji, even though it closed bearish. All right, what would my entry been? It would have been in at 31.25 and the low of this bar. So it's 1 tick away from giving me a 6 or 8 tick scalp at the bottom of this bar. So you can see, I mean, even though I've been 90% on this strategy, all documented on YouTube, I'm still struggling on certain days. And it's like this setup, I marked it white. I mean, it's technically gold, I think, according to my rules. But it feels white because it's going into this. So that's why I'm marking it white, because it's almost an inside bar, which I wouldn't use. And it's going into the previous day low, which could act as support, which it did for a minute here. And now it looks like it will have given me my scalp. There. That would have been a scalp for 6 or 8 ticks. So it would have worked again. Definitely can argue the congestion beforehand also is another reason to not take it, and another reason that it could be white. So, all day today, I'm seeing that all these setups are working. I haven't taken any of them. I could easily be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 right now. I guess, mentally struggling, especially with how fast the market was moving earlier. And I don't know, just feel a little off today. Maybe because I haven't gotten a trade yesterday, and now I'm not getting another trade today, and just feeling a little insecure. Exposed on YouTube, which is still relatively new for me. I don't know. I'm just going to stay patient. All my accounts are in good place. I think I have one account, maybe this one, 18. No. One of these accounts renews next week on the 28th. Maybe it's 16. I forget which one. But otherwise, just going to miss a pay period. But that's fine. get the next one hopefully. And all my accounts are in good standing. You know, this is the only account that's in the negative right now. Not counting this account that's currently blown up, so I'm not trading this. This is on administration on Apex, so whenever this renews, I think it's beginning of next month, that'll come back if I don't cancel it. So really, this PA is the only account that's, you know, in the negative from the starting balance, but it's fine. I've got plenty of drawdown. So really, you know, look, I think it's important to remember on days like this, gotta remind myself I'm following my rules. You know, even if I skip trades that ultimately work, if I have reasons to skip them, it's better to be safe than sorry. It was a big stop. You don't want to risk 13 points for 2 necessarily, especially if you're not confident in the setup. I think if I'm confident in the setup, then it doesn't matter. But when I'm feeling unsure, better to just skip it. So having said all that, there's plenty of time left in the day. Let's wait for a good setup. I just walked
Order
back and I think I
submitted.
just missed another trade. Oh my God. This is the OJ. It already went 32. It already went 7 ticks, so I can't enter it.
Order canceled.
I'll enter it late if it goes less than 7 ticks, but because there is always the risk of a 7-tick failure, I can't enter it. Man, it's just one of those days. I literally just walked away for a minute and came back. And right when I got here, this thing set up. So like it didn't get to the scalp yet. Maybe it still doesn't work. It seems like it's going to work. So this would have been the entry bar right here. And when it went 2 ticks below, I was supposed to enter 1 tick below. Again, still the same thing. It's going into the previous day low. And we just had a bunch of consolidation here. But it was a perfect setup. And I just saw it a second late when I sat down. And there you go. Would have worked. So today is just, yeah, one of those days. Just a lot of distractions today. And it's a bummer. I mean, there's so many trades today, so many setups. And just by the time I sat down and turned on the recording, it was already triggered and it was already 7 ticks to enter. All right. Can keep it together here. But I'm glad I'm recording this because it's just a good example of, like, you know, even when you get setups, you might not get trades. You know, things happen, psychology at play, there's life at play, distractions, things happening around me, and just bad timing, you know, bad timing to miss this one. That's a perfect setup. Or, you know, this one that was going fast, but just went so fast and pulled back, and it makes you second guess yourself, and you're going into the same area. And, you know, just missed this one, just went too fast. Just, you know, I could have easily had 3 or 4 trades today. So, you know, 3 or 4 trades, I would have got my payout. So, frustrating. All right, moving on. All right, so nothing for me. It's been sideways for quite some time for the most part. But look how all this consolidation is just right along the previous day low. I mean, that's why it sketches me out to take a trade right into it. So, especially this one, because it was this kind of bar. But even this one, I mean, I would have taken this because it was just a perfect setup, and we'd been traveling through it. But look, I mean, it's, you know, a few ticks off, but it's clearly support right there. So, you know, I think definitely have to keep things like this in mind when you're taking a trade into it and just decide whether it's worth it or not. But no setups for me since this OJ that I just barely missed. And continuing on. All right, now I really don't know what's going on. I just did a refresh on my historical data and it gave me this big weird bar, and it looks totally different than how it's supposed to look, how it's been looking, which is really messed up. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I keep refreshing it, it doesn't change anything. I'll try it again. See it refreshed and it's still giving me this. I mean, this is total BS. It's missing all kinds of price action. It's like the data just disappeared. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to, I guess, restart Ninja. Maybe I'll throw out the cache, see what happens. And if this doesn't get fixed for today, then I'm just going to call it a day. It's clearly not my day today. So maybe it's a sign to stop, but I'll give it one last try by throwing out the cache files, and I'll be back. All right, so I reloaded NinjaTrader. I trashed the cache file in the database, and this there's some kind of glitch in NinjaTrader with the historical data not being correct after a refresh. I just don't like this. To me, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to trade anymore if I can't trust my data today. And I believe it was correct before I refreshed, but I'm not going to trade after something like this. So I'm just going to wrap it up for today. It's going to be a 0-0 day, flat day. It's only 11:20, so I was going to trade for another hour. But it's just not worth it to me. This kind of thing could mess up the results of what I'm seeing for my strategy. And so I just, there's no point in continuing on. So, if you've watched this live video, you've seen, you'll have seen what this looks like on YouTube and what it looked like after a refresh. And just a overall frustrating day for me. So many setups. Look, I mean, price was all the way up here where I've had this arrow. So I don't know what's going on with NinjaTrader. So many setups I could have definitely got a payout, been qualified for a payout. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Sorry, today's video kind of sucks, but this is real trading, I guess. So for anyone that hasn't been trading, is new, welcome to the realities of how hard it can be, even when you're getting setups. All right, thanks for watching. I'll do a quick wrap-up video. I'm so frustrated. It's going to be a fast one, and I'll be looking forward to tomorrow and then the weekend.